Welcome back to Off the High Dive, Taking the Leap to Better Communication. My name is Eric Thomsen. I'm the managing editor of One Magazine and have nearly 30 years of experience in writing, design, editorial work, and publication. In this series, I am sharing simple tips I've learned along the way to help you and your church communicate more effectively, especially in print. In this session, we will examine the third step toward better print. Make it powerful. Let me share two important principles to make your publications more powerful. Number one, less is more. Let me repeat that. Less is more. In our culture of excess, I challenge those of us in the church world to reintroduce peace through our publications, to deliberately avoid the noise and clutter of the culture around us and strive to promote truth, beauty, goodness, and peace. Principle number two, keep it simple. Far too many of us try to produce something that competes with the chaos of culture, when we would be far more effective to communicate well through something simple, something fresh and new, something that stands out because it doesn't give in to the subtle pressure to conform to culture. And if you don't think it is possible to be simple and to be effective, let me show you a screen grab of the #1 website in the world, Google. May I suggest 3 areas to keep it simple to improve your publications? First, use fewer words. Avoid big words. Write to communicate, not to impress. Lose complex storylines. Write what you mean and mean what you write. Your content is only as good as your reader's understanding. So here are a few brief tips for publishing with fewer words. Start fast. Capture the attention of readers quickly or you won't keep them at all. In a social media world that has been condensed to 280 characters, it is crucial to make contact with readers immediately. Find your focus, get to the point, and repeat the point often. Summarize succinctly. Use sidebars or pull quotes to emphasize things you want readers to remember. Write lean. We all know what lean means when it comes to grilling a steak. But what does this mean when it comes to publishing? Trim the fat from your writing. Use short words. Eliminate unnecessary words. Use the fewest words possible to make your point. Keep your subjects and verbs together. Make sentences and paragraphs short. Save the strongest sentence for the end of the paragraph and the strongest word for the end of each sentence. Follow the advice of my friend and mentor, the late Jack Williams, who once said, "Don't tell me you can't shorten your article. Let me remind you the greatest editorial work happened early one Sunday morning when 4,000 years of world history were condensed into 7 words. He is not here. He is risen." Make verbs vital. Stop using passive verbs and rely upon strong, descriptive, exciting verbs. Search your document for the words be, is, are, am, was, and were, and replace them with active verbs. Write a picture. I hear all the time, "I don't know how to write." If you're not an experienced writer, simply create a picture of the story in your head and then describe the picture you see. Tell your readers about your topic, just like you would tell someone about your favorite memories of your grandfather. Tell stories, not facts. Storytelling is one of the most powerful tools for any publication. Capture the hearts and imagination of your readers, and you will capture their loyalty. We'll return to this important topic in another session. Write like you speak. Write audibly. Read your work aloud and ask yourself, does it flow? Does it have a comfortable rhythm? Make it easy. Allow readers to enjoy stories or articles without deciphering facts and figures. Convert statistics for easy reading, 4 of 5 rather than 80%. Change dates to years, 40 years rather than 1978. And use information graphics to present data in a way that is engaging and visually pleasing. Avoid church speak. Some words and phrases we use in the church world leave non-churched readers scratching their heads in confusion. A few examples. He walked the aisle. Are we talking about a wedding? He got saved. From what? Or, my personal favorite, on fire for God. That sounds kind of painful to me. Try to clear your publication of these phrases and others like them. In short, use fewer words and use them well. You can also keep it simple when it comes to design. Use fewer fonts. Few things are more annoying than a newsletter with a dozen typefaces. Our minds are wired to identify the most important item on every page. Multiple typefaces compete for attention. So avoid using more than 2 fonts per page, and perhaps the entire project. Just because you can download millions of free fonts online doesn't mean you have to use them. Most design experts recommend no more than 2 font families per publication, although they encourage using the various weights or faces in those families: italics, bold, semi-bold, condensed, small caps, and so on. Other experts allow designers more freedom. If you've gone a little font crazy, Andrea Young, the art director at Randall House, has some great advice. She says to find your favorite 5 and limit yourself to those 5 fonts in your publication. This will give your publications a similar look and feel and help readers connect with you. By using fonts carefully, you can communicate to readers the most important items for them to read and to remember. Avoid clutter. We don't have time for a deep dive into design principles, but always remember that effective publications are simple publications. How do you keep them simple? Use readable fonts. According to a study from the University of North Carolina, readable text for the average reader starts at 9-point type, improves at 10 points, maxes out at 11, and then starts to fall off at 12 and declines rapidly at 14. May I suggest that you show your publication to a variety of readers and get feedback from them. Make deliberate use of white space. Don't cram every inch of your paper full of text. I know you are paying for those pages, but a publication full of text is less readable, unattractive, and does not communicate effectively. Instead, use wider margins, more space between lines. Use short, clever headlines of 4 to 8 words. Make use of subheads to break the body of text into smaller, more understandable sections. Use pull quotes to visually break up large sections of text or to give the reader a summary of what is on the page. Finally, take and select good photos. Today, every cell phone has also become a photography studio. We have no shortage of pictures. However, I can tell you as an editor, we have a shortage of good pictures. Remember some simple tips for better photos, whether you are selecting them or taking them. Look twice. Examine pictures carefully, as if looking at a work of art. Consider the lighting, the background, and especially notice the tree sticking out of the top of your subject's head. Or, like my brother-in-law during a recent trip to Europe, be sure to notice the horse playing piano in the background. Get closer. Avoid taking pictures from the pulpit. Viewers only connect with what they can see and interpret. Stop flashing. When using a digital camera or phone, turn the flash off. The built-in flash will only overexpose your picture or create weird shadows. Remember, good pictures tell the story better than words. In the next session, we will take 2 more steps toward better print as we consider printing and promotion.